Sanso and Jumeku Afaka Seuka or Henry Spice Sana Finso or Henry on Dairy Pardon Mark. When you be a goofy, I may say a babo and say one casa who did and that's a wood dear Diane. Diane be a bedi. So Henry Womoa, which Musampa, what did what dear Diane Casa, dear day. Or China Budina se binima, Ubehu, Entiano Pebidi, a goofy at the Mabusia, and half for and no Annabema and Nije Mapa a befie. Na Cassia Mono and some dear Dumarco Tinibi and say Apostle Eric in your mature HSA. I'm afraid a free day about one adequacy, say Obenya in fear, dear son. Was he near friend the first generational stage? I am Ofrano, one here at Atene and nothing so emwa. Na adisia Ghana ma penyin owura John Dramani Mahama apa wo so monko piem ewa mafoforo so no monko si oman no anamro no ene dai watimi ayanhyehyeye amama so akofremo mu a wo mo atimi aswai kofrem dwumadi ase. Ono yamfo asenso boache wase sika na yekoje ye no enye pokuase ekwan ya na sense wom ekwan ko na ne yedi yo na mum ne yedi ye enwuma bebre na no ana ono yamfo Kwame Agbaja road minister say sika na nkasa sakura kam sisan ewo himachire na MPP amanyokuo no omo eba na kopie mu ewo police sanyene akachia Wama tintim sem de agun krata so de akomande se wonhwe no nyina so emfa nkwache NDC mpanyufo bi ede na akoba yedimu nchemu enam Arisha ensam de edoso pa inti de agebre na tenase ye dane ye ho ne agabofo nkrato aba ye besane ni nyina agu ho no mo ede amawo ye basisia
Midofo a mini ho agro na say die waduane ne da no ayesronko
anyo mura O'Henry spices abefi aduane de ayesronko O'Henry chicken seasoning so tutu uchi ana wo ye akokọ nam ho bibia fakakra sum
froye no
O'Henry stew seasoning ba mama jeta
jollof no
O'Henry jollof seasoning ma musham ni odew
fried rice no kra die
O'Henry fried rice seasoning and mommy frig Freddy upon chinkakram with O'Henry go seasoning ye asam na senira O'Henry seasoning powder ya woni beef shrimp noodles any de kekeka anunsu de aduane ne hwam ne den ubedie dibio enti obapa O'Henry spices abama yen aduane no aye de efise ne die ne nso aye de
O'Henry spices dey
e wo dwa hodromu eto phone for 020-780-5398 and 0244-525908 FDA agi edwedien kratoi atum.
Yamo kwa bade baka siya so afe yemu romu ni yemfa ensem no nchiremu yemfa emro. Nyame adoma na watwe ye besi mi eye emufre kota ewo the Church of Pentecost mu wiase afa na babia. Anu ti chase na watwe de ya sheda pa ese ye de beka mofra sem na afe so ensem afa emufra eho enko a. Chairman Edmund the Church of Pentecost Apostle Eric Nyameche akasa ni series a woka na se nyame asem ofiti ase brebi atwa woka edefa se yesi asore no amanache dache amanache na yede yegidie wura emofra no en woche se ye wo abofra efri da ye be wono na adi besi so benya mfie aduasa na wo friend eye first generational stage na no woche se sa ebrei eye brebi a emofra no anase nipa no wonum ehia wonum esua de wonum agi ntini anase ehini wonum egina brane entini ma pi ewom enu ntina wonum duru sabe wonum ayeso wonum eyemfifimu ehwehwemu no se sabre no wonum ehia bambo ena afenso emoa pa na samoa no woche se awofo mo na samoa no ebefiri mo honom ede aba Apostle Eric Nyameche.
In raising children, we need to be aware of the generations they go through.
Say ya titi mofra no esi hu abrabosu efi bra wo wo akosi bra wo be firi mu se ne ya chiche mu afa.
Now educationists will teach that the first generation of a person's life or the primary years of life is a critical one.
Wa kwadare ewo adisua nchirechire mu no wo kire yen se abofra no o hyase no ehu hia pa ewo na brabo.
Now a generation in this respect is about from 0 to 27, at most 30 years.
O ka abofra na brabo ni chiche mu se o hyase no and they say fibra osimwa kodi mfie baako ekono a kodu beye mfisia aduasa.
Then we say the first generation of a person's life.
We betimi aka say na brabo no ye chemu a no ene na hyase kura.
And that period is a period of formation.
Na ehonom no efe na brabo no hyase kura o.
A period of grounding.
Efe iwura ba bia nipa no o tintim anane naije form.
It is a period of learning.
Sabre no na osua de.
The period of growth.
Sabre no so na onyini.
See, the first generation is a period of understanding.
Ohwa ne ya kan wasem kodi ebe fishe biasa no sabre no na oti no ma se.
Because they are learning and they are trying to understand, they will need guidance.
If you say sabre no wo pebribie hu osua de enti ase e bo modern kire won
And who will do that?
Na hoy ne be yewi.
It's not the pastor.
Enye sofo no.
It is the parent.
Awofo no.
Yesu kwa.
Apostle Eric Nyameche sa ebre no wo hia awofo wo hia atenatene wo hia emwa awofo mosoa ena eda.
Na Ghana de shimama yehwe amamuo dwumadie ne ntoto ya sede sibi ekro Ghana mampanyini ene gwonatan ye kasie mo Jubilee House ohweye eya amamle ne amane ema wonma wapa wo mo se omukopiem ewa amanfofro so no omukosi oman no anamuo no omo enso timi kantam dense a wo mo agye atum so mbekọ no makọ akodu dwumadie sede sena aboa na wo kyese we eye fa edikan no ane watimi ayesa amamle ede amagwo mo ene Owura Victor Emmanuel say wono Japan say wonko Washington DC USA na wone Owura Donald Trump nkodi nkomo kakakakra na afi no entimi enso so moyen said ye be ya yeso betimi enya mfaso de bebre de afi USA for enso akache na eno enso so ache no ma me Mavis ama friend so wo kwakopiem e France na eja ho so otimi akototo nioma e de ama oman no afi Owura Baba Jama Muhammad Ahmed wono so why high commissioner oko Nigeria na ono so akwakwohwe se betimi enya mfasode e de afiri wode mo enya ahofro bi mu ekeka ho a wone mu nyina no ene wo hye eye amamna ne amane e de ja won kwan kama na wo sa adwumadie no ase na Ghana mapanyini Owura John Dramani Mahama e de tudwa asere se kwa mo ekono wo mo enwene Ghana ho ekane wo mo koye nneoma wo man no betimi enya so emfaso ama abrabo ene asetrem enso aye dodo e de ama ye nyina.
Carry Ghana's story to the world, not just as a beacon of democracy and stability, but also as a land of opportunity, open for business, embracing technology, and committed to partnerships that deliver prosperity for our youth and dignity for our working class. Your responsibilities go beyond representation. They also require strong leadership and sound administration. Your staff must be guided with fairness, respect, and a sense of shared purpose. The image of Ghana abroad is not only shaped by what you say, but also how you manage, serve, and uphold the dignity of every Ghanaian citizen that is under your care. Integrity must be your watchword. The Public Financial Management Act and all relevant regulations must guide your stewardship of public resources that are put in your care. I urge you to guard the public purse with diligence and ensure that efficiency, service, and ethical governance, the very values we're entrenching at home, shine through in every mission abroad.
Na chino ana Ghana mapanyini edi sendi bi eka ho wo kire mu ese se wo hwe Ghana abanya abia no nyina no omayi yanam sifu edo mo konkrofo aman so no omudwumadie ebia ye wo se dani danya yetisika na yetimi akwa han sa atraye no edi ama wo mo enu nti obesere se mpanyifo ko mu koyi wo mo so nkohwe no mo so essence ye tablisika botia no esom America dollar no 50 million ne de akwa gidan na sabio ya de hye na akwa trem obi man so no wo se abo man no kapapa ejiko mo kono mo hwe so betimi aye ho ebibi.
Ghana cannot continue spending a staggering more than $15 million every year on renting properties abroad for our diplomatic use. This is not a judicious use of taxpayers' resources, and the reset agenda requires an immediate reversal of this trend. And that is why Cabinet has promptly approved the STRIDE initiative. And STRIDE refers to the strategic transition from rental to developing our own properties. I've tasked the Ministers for Foreign Affairs and Finance to work urgently to resolve this long-standing challenge. From my latest briefing, a transaction advisor has been appointed, standard designs have been developed, and funding mechanisms are already being negotiated. This decisive shift will ensure that our missions abroad are housed in properties that are owned by the Republic, reducing wasteful expenditure while safeguarding Ghana's dignity on the international stage. Distinguished envoys, the research agenda is a shared enterprise. Success depends on close coordination between the missions abroad, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and all ministries, departments, and government agencies. It also depends on how well we engage the private sector, civil society, and our dynamic Ghanaian diaspora abroad. As you assume this noble mandate, remember that your service is not for yourself, but for country and God. Serve with humility, courage, and excellence. May your tenure bring renewed favor to Ghana, progress to our people, and dignity to every Ghanaian, both at home and abroad.
And now, Ghana, Mampanyini, Unimunyafo John Dramani Mahama.
Mamefo entwa so na enra eno mampani Mahama edi na niko atwa yise kokopie mu wonsewom ekwan no so ama samai de konsewom kwan na afei na ye a ne afei ne sen wokoye no ochese wono akasa eya ne ngonwa se ye sheda pa kwaji sika botina na se besia se de ba be ye kwan wi na sika nasa nanso ekwan ne yantimi anye na no obisa se eye sika no na ya anye dodo ebetimi ede aye kwan no ana se ekwan ni edi bia ka ho na asemu ina chese eye no nwanwa na no na ononyamfo Francis Asenso Boache kane no na ne ye osoafo hwa kwantempo ensemeso wosanso ye bantima mra hyebedwani wasi o na se asemu ya omampani eken yaka chem se sika na ekwaje ye no ye de baba ye enyuma bebre eno no 200 million na ye de kokwohye sa ensewom ekwan yi emu enti enye asembia ebeka se no nko sika na ekwaje ye di awi a ya nye we eyononyamfo Francis Asenso Boache
750 million, it was a multi-project facility, such as it. But 200 million of it, was for Ofanko Insawam Road project to support it. It wasn't meant to finance all because now it's not enough to finance that particular project. Other projects in Ghana now. The rest of the funds, the core parliament, that was it. But as you have indicated on the list, the first project is Ofanko Insawam Road, which is $200 million. And then it wasn't meant to complete all. I could do that. Now the rest, the arrangement of the finance, it was supposed to be financed from the government of Ghana budgetary allocation. Government of Ghana budgetary allocation, 146 million.
Na eno no nyamfo Asenso Boache kyerese ebra sika yankasa ya chichemu de baba yi na omai photo sanfo ene wote akonwa so eye ononyamfo atofosen wone osofo hwe eye akwantempo nsem so yi anu nyina mo hobi omo nyina mo tim na ya chiche sika yi enti so mampani bisasasem ya na ayese ya mona mane a esefata na sa mane a woso wote no enye no na ye de ball no eno so ononyamfo Francis Asenso Boache.
The president there, your minister who will advise you, because you won't have these details. But yes, Mr. President, they said that deliberately, I can't lie, sir. But the finance minister knows, the road minister knows. Even before they became road and finance ministers, they were very much part of the process in parliament. At that time, because I'm not parliament, but now I wasn't much part of it because I wasn't on the finance committee and I wasn't on the rules and transport committee. But they were, and they knew.
Na we nyina entwamra na ononyamfo govern Kwame Agboja wono road minister watch say ora Asenso Boache enye se yese sika na mwanchichemu sa maka se $200 million dollars na mode kokko share say kwan nanso ye kokko hwe emukura receipt ne chese 195 million 85 million way eno na yese monchire ba bia no afa na yenka se monye hwe na se kwan no mwanye
I thought my colleague would have commended the president for taking that bold decision and correcting the mess they left. Rather, he picked up on something. But let's go to the point he made. The president made a point that the NPP said that road was a priority, and they took a loan of $750 million from Afri-Exim. And according to the former minister, my good friend, they allocated $200 million to that project. You are right. The total cost of the project is around $340 million. The first place, why we were awarding a GOG funded project in dollars in clear contravention of the Bank of Ghana rules is another matter we can discuss on a different day, because it is not a project that we should have been that way. Now, if he says they allocated $200 million, but on record, what the contractor was paid was $195 million. So that is another question he needed to respond to. How come you paid $200 million, yet the contractor received $195 million? President Mahama is not saying that the project is entirely paid for, yet the contractor did not work. He's saying, you said you prioritized it and they took a loan for that project. Is it the case that you took not enough loan, or you forgot about the scope of the work?
Loan na mwanya do anase muwe fie juma na ewose modiye na mom mosimoto $200 million dollar nankasa kra yo continue kra ya sam fufura wose aba bechirim say Bank of Ghana chese ene Ghana hanum sika bia enye Ghana cedis na se motia 195 na mosimoto $200 million no kra no eno so asem a wose mutimiba na mba bechirim onunya for governance kwame agboja
na ye to akasebo no eso ewo amanyokuo emu ensem osuru kokroko amanyokuo no empanyimfo atu anamon mutu ye ni nyane kopie mu ewo police sahene akate mekere IGP owura tete yohonu omukoye ne ebusa omso monantese mo hawa mo de namne seya omusuo ye nsem nyina ne akuchiri de gu nkrata so entuedi opanyini wankasa jenafo ani kotwa bisa hunu santamutia efa yurem na abehunu de ye kan nyina sade atie eno so okay ene emeye ne sa na mo de mo sada mo ne tofa emamintie eno na MPP amanyoko nikita odie kwankyerɛ fo panyini owura eye Richard Ahiagba ebo nsem nu nchemu no otra say ana no by election course won ewo na watwi emu ana ebrade ya no wo chese mentimo ase basabasa bi ema no homeso na omususu se NDC amanyoko ntitire ne otoso makomiensa omota eye national vice chairman owura eye azoka chief azoka omuso wodene sake kaka MPP ni ajese no so ya ade a ehadwe pa na enunti omuhwe ni mu se ewose mpanfo ehwe ne yetimi eche opanyini no enyo ono kwa chese ade hye bi kika ho na uhwe nkasaye omukika kan ye bi susu anu woden pa ewose mpanfo hwe no mutimi etu anamo na oto ne kasaye so no wotre se ye apostol fo busase ma dance die ewo hin enom so dance die de ebi atre ne papa ewo social media no so video du beje bi ahwe ene ye bo obi asum na ye ka kire obi se wo ke ye beto wa se bi ye bejo nkwane ade sansem ni nyina no wo munya video tu ni bia wo metumi ade no aye nyina so.
Our coming here is designed to formally petition the IGP. We know the police saw it. The particular abuse of third vice Alhaji Usman Masaudu was in the full glare of your cameras, and the police were there. To some point, they came in to separate, and the person who slapped Masaudu, third vice, was restrained by the police after he slapped him. But strangely, the police didn't arrest him. Criminal act, the police saw it, they separated, which was good, but there was no action. And that's not how we want to carry on our country. So we want the police, as if they haven't seen it, we have brought it to their attention. Evidence on pen drive has been included with the petition. So if they haven't seen what you guys have dutifully circulated in the media, at least we have provided for them so that they can take full account of what happened and take the necessary step to bring sanity by punishing these individuals, not only for the sake of punishing them, but to create a certain standing deterrent for all who would want to copy such behavior, and that our democracy will not tolerate that, and that is not part of how we want to engage ourselves in a democratic process.
Na jesen wo chire mu no se NDC amanyoko no mo titani abedechiri Chief Awudu Azoka ano na chita afodo omsanyika MPP wo mososo titrani abede chi otoso miensa Alhaji Osman Masawudu enti abusuafo aposifo ennoso ensem no emu ne yemfa asotwema won mo msafata no achi no owura eye ahιαγba echire mu ese wo besra nsem twerefo se asem yemama no ente kwada sa yemfa ni eni achiri se de be ya wo mo nsem amda kwada aposifo no aposifo so be ye de se nefata.
Even though we didn't have the opportunity to extensively discuss with the IGP, was gracious enough to give us a few moments and then had promised that we can come in and see him. So we are working on an appointment to see him later on if need be to discuss the petition further. But we want to also plead with you as the media to focus on this petition. The reason is that it is happening to a member of the New Patriotic Party, but it is happening to our democracy. And if these individuals are emboldened because there's no sanction, there's no punishment, they will do it to anybody. And that anybody could be you, could be me, and our democracy suffers. And so we are urging you to focus on this petition. We are going to be focused on it, but we want it to be a collective effort. It is not an MPP's effort to chase or to witch hunt these individuals or to have them punished necessarily, so that our democracy will benefit from it. So we plead with you to join with us in this pursuit so that our democracy will benefit from it.
Ora Richard Anyagba eye NPP amanyokuo no kitawdie kwankyerefo panyinene ene twagu ye no.
Mame fa entwasoi na Mame Sofia Ekufu kane no na Chief Justice. Yeka nipa aduasa ba kwa wonum tu aban for Mitchell Council of State members na Mame eka ho bi na kyese eye aduasa ba ko na ebra bedwaku a wonum kokko ye nhwemu de fa Chief Justice a ene ye hwa na se akonwa no ne ho na wonum wie ye no wonum no di sem a wode eba ye no Council of State anaso wo etu aban for no emu aduasa etu amampanifo se Mame ne yenyina di eka ba ko pe a wono Mame Sofia Ekufu nkwa na sidabi Mame no yesa amuni na ani ye we anya nsem bi ya wo se mutimi gina so eka se ye na di enti Mame Sofia de content kro efiri enura wono na achiche Mame resa oka kro so de Mame tokono ne abrante ani di edi Solomon Usu wono okasa ede movement for change amanyuko no ene afafanto amanyuko no se he Mame Sofia Ekufu se opese mejini di pa Mame mu no made ya waye what the 7,000 Ghana cedis what their thoughts are so cantonment na say nipa we yitimi agini di mane yi Mame pese ye agini dia on the asase na otoye no wonka se Ghana for minimum ani ni asase no manfa kwampa so anta na se nyesika wo se mede to na mede to ye enti medisa asase no mesa de bre o my Ghana eno de wotu sa na mo na wo so obagina di na pa so obesori asama beka se se wono ejina Mame ye tokono echi se Mame tokono de oye na ensesi yi na dipa de eno de wono Solomon Usu enya de wone ne ya adwenda na akane no mo edi kan kra de se be ne niama ye fukra e de ma wo mo niama ye fu na so o ma ye niama basa e de ama enenkyere ma ye mabu a ya ba no Solomon Usu.
If you are the Chief Justice, someone that can imprison someone, your bar is so high. What about the Francis Badin issue? In Jackie question matter, that the Deputy Director of ICT, you accused him wrongly that he had tampered with evidence. You set up a committee. When the committee went into the matter, they realized that natural disaster had happened and recommended the reinstatement of the gentleman. When you flattered the recommendation from the committee, you sent this gentleman all the way to Tamale to be in charge of court processes, something that he has no clue. Go and ask Fosuji Abo, that lawyer, and a lot of judges how she transferred them. Hey, things have happened. So he should allow us to live in peace. As for Sofia Ekufu, I've said the baby boomers in this country are a problem. You know the baby boomers, those that were born in the 1940s. They had everything cheap. At the university, they were even fed. They said they would go on demonstration because the chicken they were having too much chicken. They had everything cheap, but they had destroyed. If the former Chief Justice of Akubu wants me to take her serious and to see her as an honest person, she must return the land that she bought for 7,000 cantonments. As a value, I'm scandalized. Who buy land at 7,000 and say claim that she's honest? No, they should leave the youth, those of us that they have destroyed our lives, to be living sheepishly, to go away in peace.
Enti we Solomon Usu okasa edema movement for change was it must say your Dutch and as a man na munya na yem pepper enveti empem side timami so for ikufu onya so okasabi ediama ma metokono
abusuafo asantimantamu na eja yagbaruamu na oboruamu a biaye baako a agi nyini pa eye Asante New Town na amanebo ayefu ababetodwa echirem se orua bi odi fishia no aduonu edi ayede efra no eye Kwadwo Bright na sem no kese wato ananmo ewo eye ensiedo abusuafo awreho papa esanse ne nwonko ebia osusu se wono na nam so ama se wudie ekoso a wono odi fishia no aduonu baako wo fe ne se baka wo so mo ye enanfofo pa na ye omo obia ye bi omo ta kwatra wonom enso edi agoro agudi a wonom edie no emu no na wo kire se eye bakai no wote akunya so plastic shey dote so ena osore ye ena Kwadwo Bright yi betena so oba no se cha aman sorry na medabia no wadi aboso no ena sorry ye no ochemu se na fo matwasi wonom hwe yo musesi asem no edo bia pen ba bi kwatena ye adechin na anope ya abusuafo ochemu se Bright Kwadwo yi wo fie kura wo no so opia kwa abonten aba abonten na wotisi ye no afi nipa kwa ya Kwadwo Bright na dabo jami adade na sie na chese so obi na sabio wadi ne dem etesa na Kwadwo Bright no ne maame a chese odi no eba atiafo asasi eso eye maame eyeboa wono ene septofo de twenkomo George na yeboa ensam no mu chiremu akasa no oboyen.
Yes, then you are being an okay, 5 for buy day. Apa, we can say 5 for back. Oh, sorry. You are sorry, I mean, well, I can't be far. Well, a year and one, I mean, go gradually. Immediately, and who said, oh, P. I mean, I'm a blight. What quite heavy. I'm also a toilet. Me, man, question. I'm surprised now. Walk outside my question. People are sure to me as a sanya question. It's a sanya question. I'm there with some day. They can't say at a children. To appear, and one, who's a baby, a baby, I want to shop light. And I was a blight to a friend. One was what in the phone, a man, I tried. A man. And I say, Kotiwa, that you are fancy Sunyade, and Manabite in the web, not very peer. This sometimes my sister and where we are not be Pia Bonton. To be Pia and be true, I see what Mamma who say, Sister Big in a what yet, and was will be we have to buy to get to trouble a bisic. Whoa, now, what dinner can't know money and none when I can't do a little bit than so often. It knows you might do one month to make a book and turn up a pet, the papa, the point I say one more. Just another who are. If it's an enemy, nena mimi nyina etunya wo de seka no wo de so wo de wo ni se na wo hwefa ni se etia ti na yi wo se ne ese etia be we sia na boys bi be tena na boys ne ka tena me se enura na wo bi wo ya no wo boss no ka etinya so wo tete ho e na Bright na konya na o te so wo so le boy bi friend ntia so wo so le free so e na boy no e be tena so ntia se Bright ne ba ye no na Bright se boy ne so le wo tena na konya so ya se boy ne so wo so le ni ese ko dane wo mo ntokwa en tia se boys ne ko mo woni frɛ o musiesie asɛm no eti anopa ni ohu no a wo adabre na asɛm andi
abusuafo na chese arho papa kunya ntie o
kufise ye no kre pa dia enamabu ade kitikiti etime ku wo ho ama eno so bonsam wa babebe mu ana se den akonya ho
kunya plastic shey me na mete so no abefa atena so sori na metena ma ade so
awofo enkwala sama ye kan bi ni o se wasi etimi enya daje pa tete mo fredi nyamisuro ebura wono mankasa emuti asemo ye ade kitue bi na emabu asomu ye konto kwa gidigidi owi ana nani so ate no
sie owi ye na eba se ye born suspect no di nkruma afa ne na ase otido
ojane
ti mguso mo hwehwe no
adeshe yenko wie kase no ewo obi man so na ye call Democratic Republic of Congo DR Congo Ebola yare ya eyi ni ti afimpinu eni edunan eni afimpinu ni edunum yi assignment ni moso ewo DR Congo hono mo ebiem so obeka ya 2014 2015 de na chese Ebola ye kan na chese West Africa aha ena odi na konwa eba besi ye Liberia ni de kika ho Ebola timi tretre ya ma eje ya aman be ye se mako edu enum eso Samre asan atrekra enya akwakoduru eye edu ensia na chese edu ama edu nsia so na ebesi na Ebola yare na ebi ekokopie na DRC die yi die what I said bosumia etwa mu no na ababa obi onye mfie aduasa na 34 years oyopenfo what I said na ensenkyerani bi a wode na di na yete said wanya atudi yare na say fever bi wo fie ne sebe no okwaja na wo se ne ho nyina ye na fe awode no wode ne kwa yarsa bi a chese wonom esuso ni mu eje ne moja ekfa mfidie mu kokwa ye test we na chese Ebola yare wo chese don hwere kakra bi achi na maame no woti nananom ewo ense de sanse ni nipadua na kwa ba bi krampo jai adwuma ye entem wono mu a na eno nam so ma ehu kase na abo ayo manfo a wonom ewo DRC anase Democratic Republic of Congo me no kase osi nipa edunum na efri boso etwam wonom ahwe wonom enkwa wonom ti nipa wosusu se wonom anya yare bi atimi anya nkitahudie nti ebetimi ade wonom akwakosie nipa be se aduonu enwotwe 28 na samre wo suspect o se yare no wonom anya bi wenam so ama empomuden adwumayefo wonom ewo DRC wo mu se hodom ye se empomuden ankasa nhede nyina ne nan so sa na so de kokoba ko de mamamfo se obi bia nhwe ne ho yie wo pia wo so timi horo nsa ansana udrufia wo so horo nsa nsampo ansa wakita bibi ana wachia obi sa enchia ni mpokra na ese no wo masan atwea sensen a we eye anibresem a efri eye Democratic Republic of Congo.
Abusuafo kwa tentene bia wie wa aboba no ha na brema kwan amayede onyunu bia kan kasebo no enso edi besie na ensem akoto a edi kasebo mu akotene no ebi enso ense Ghana mampanyini Owura John Dramani Muhammad Efutusem akodi amagwo no ma omukopie mu amafofro so no makosi anamu ni se kwa amoko no omukoye adwumaden na omomfa empre Ghana kanko.
Apostle Eric Nyamecha say ya wabofra edikosi ni mfie aduasa so no first generational stage we hear atene nkyerɛkyerɛ na afin so emmoa
na NDC so amanyoko no mpanyimfo bi no mu hodoma MPP fo atabiri wom do makopiem ewo IGP anim se wonhwe no ndo so mu nsem sanse by election no amoye nneoma bi asabi na ense emfata
Ononyamfo governance Kwame Akpoja wa road minister wasi Owura Senso Boache musimutu 200 million krata any receipt ni chese 195 million aka 5 million eno na wose muchirim
na yadoba asante mantamu so a ochem se asante new town honomo abofra wadi vision poli eye aduonu sem no kese yaje ne kwafini sem ya adaya kunya ho mentemi ho ase na akofa wi ede aba
Arisha nyina we hwese mu sino mfa kase ni nyina yemfa emra na we yese ke okay etra technical room hon stream ni nyina edema yen sanso na Henry Spices sana fin so Henry on dairy powdered milk wonum ene fa kase ehoka eya no wapebi ade achicha dofo o maame no atobi akoma no ohere no atobi akoma no ebema anija befie sanse aduane be yede wonum ada ma na yede kase ne ebro na kenkanfo enanwumre na yeme Henry benya akomene
adwempa yen Kofi Mensan
nyamedum ye na ochira no pa obesan atie nkabiem akra